right, we're live. I did that. I was holding on. I wasn't sure when we were going live.
So
My,
subtle.
my awesome. Yeah, I'm not advertising anything. So hey guys, what's up? We're back live, and we are talking about tonight's mastery chat, and it was just. And I don't want to steal your thunder here,
You better
Tiff, but
not.
it was
Awesome.
yeah,
It was
it was
it
great. It
was
was a really good one. Really good one.
like it does not make any kind of logical sense that every week they're good and every week we're like they're even like awesome. Like it's just like
Yeah.
I love it. I really needed this today too. Like it has been a bit of a rough week. It's been very stressful. There's a lot, there's state testing, there's a million different things happening. And so I really needed like this centers me. It kind of says, okay, we can do this.
I love seeing how many teachers like noted like I need this because of state testing, or I'm
Yeah.
checking in because I'm in the middle of this and that. I mean, a lot of teachers had a lot of stuff going on
Yes.
tonight, and we're still in there, which is just really cool
Yeah.
to see it. And we had, I think, four different countries represented today.
We had New
Got a
Zealand,
lot.
we had Ireland. Kevin from, I think his name's Kevin from Ireland. He's like, I don't
Yeah,
need to sleep.
New Zealand, Ireland, Canada, and the United States. We might
That's
have,
awesome.
there might have been one other one there too, but I love seeing that we have so many Canadian teachers that jump in, and it's just awesome. I
I
love it. We
know.
need to go to Canada and visit
I know. I
everybody.
think Roman brought them all in. Like Roman started and like
Yeah,
Roman found our
potentially.
chat and then everybody else came along and now we've just got Canada in the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
So,
Jeff.
hey Jeff. I don't. Yeah, it was just a good, just a good chat. So,
Yeah.
so we were talking tonight about teacher myths, which was a really cool one. Right off the top of your head right now, Tiff, anything that like jumped out at you? A tweet or an answer or just anything that came to your head while you were answering?
So one thing that I just want to observe is the fact that there was such a range of topics in this chat because Aaron's book, Teacher Myth, it covers a lot of different things. And so we were talking about everything from, designing the learning environment to vulnerability. Okay, so that whole vulnerability conversation was really like I needed that tonight. You know what I mean? Like that's where I got sidetracked. So talking about how not only accepting vulnerability in our students and encouraging our students to have that kind of it's okay to not know mindset, but then also looking at ourselves and sharing our story, right? And I tweeted, I have no problem getting here on Facebook and sharing my story. I will tell everybody my story on Twitter. I'll go to conferences and tell them all my story. But when I get into my school building, I don't feel as confident telling my story. And so that was a moment of like some good reflection for me about, well, why is that? And where can I look to be more vulnerable in that situation? So that was really like, my wheels are still turning on that one. That was a good question.
Awesome.
What about you?
I think the one that stood out, it was question 3, I believe, which was about how do you reject isolation that often can creep up on teachers. I mean, teachers have this thing where like you got, you're kind of in a classroom, you have your little world inside your 4 walls of your classroom. And although you have your colleague teachers and your admin and stuff like that and the student stuff, you're all in your own classrooms. Most teachers are eating their lunch in their classrooms. So it's not like you have this time
while working.
like this myth of like where all the teachers go hang out in the lounge just doesn't happen as nearly as often as it used to. And even then it wasn't as often as people thought. So I think that isolation, it can absolutely creep up on feeling like you're kind of stuck in your own little thing and you're alone. And we talk about all the time, but I think, social media has allowed those walls to be sort of broken down where you have this ability to reach outside your classroom and even outside your district and even outside your country to get further. But touching on that, someone actually said like one word, Twitter. But I think the bigger piece of that was, and it was Tamara Letter that the particular tweet that I'm thinking of. She said isolation is a choice, which we saw was a very common answer to that. She said take the initiative to connect with others. Don't wallow in your aloneness. We are #better together. And I think that's a big piece. And I saw a common theme amongst the answers of isolation is a choice in today's world. You don't have to be alone. You can connect all over the place, put yourself out there, connect with people, build your PLN. We always talk about that, our mastery chat PLN and stuff. So I think that was a really cool thing that I really enjoyed, seeing, because I think we're, with this chat, helping that in a little way as well. So.
Well, and that connects so much too to that vulnerability. I can't say that word. That vulnerability piece that was so striking for me is because that isolation that you feel, and you're like, okay, I'm on my own here in this little island of a classroom. But when you open yourself up to that vulnerability is when you can really start to build those connections. And the whole Observe Me movement that's kind of hit schools this year is really cool because. And if you're not familiar with it, the Observe Me thing is teachers across the country, across the world, put a little sign on their door, and it simply says "Observe Me." And some teachers will have like a little feedback form or like a QR code to scan, and just so people come into their classrooms and share their thoughts. And in a very, non-judgmental, just to like, hey, I want to be awesome at what I'm doing and I want to share ideas. So come on in, observe me, and let's not make it this really like super stressful thing. Let's be vulnerable and open up our doors. And so I love that.
Do you know anywhere where someone could get a nice like set of maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 of those posters to like put on their doors?
I do. I'm pretty sure Amber will put a link down there because we have those, and they're free.
We do have a free download you can grab that has is it 2 or 3 though of posters that are the Observe Me poster that says "Come on in," and it includes really simple forms that you can hang there, like Tiff said, to do that. And I really love that because it really is cool, because it's an opportunity for you to gain feedback from someone who's observing you, but then also then connect and talk about what they're doing in their classroom, but they also have the opportunity to then learn from watching your classroom as well.
Oh my gosh, I learned so much when I'm in teachers' classrooms. Like I never, Twitter might rival where I learned the most, right? But when I'm actually able to go into classrooms and see how other teachers are doing things, like it's just little tiny things, like the way they might say this or the way they might stand here in the classroom, I learned so much. And I think it's really powerful too that action comes from the teacher level, because we get observed from like this level all the time, but just a single teacher going up and saying like, hey, put a sign on my door, come on in, and just opening up that conversation improves that vulnerability. It builds that tribe that everybody needs, and it really helps us reflect on who we are and what we're doing. So that was just awesome.
So Amber did post that link, so there's a link in there for that free download there on the website. Jeff, we wish you could visit other classrooms too.
Yeah, why can't you, Jeff?
Come to Ohio and visit Tiff.
Come hang out with me. Where are you, Jeff? I should know this. Where in the country are you?
I think is he in Georgia?
That's a road trip.
Carolinas? He's going to correct me here, and I'm going to be way off. But,
California? No, but Jeff, like, I don't know what your position is, Jeff, or kind of what the situation is, but I remember there have been many times where I'm just like on my planning period, somebody else was talking about just like walking the halls and talking and having those conversations. I'll just be in my planning period and I'll just kind of like hang out. Oh, Atlanta. Okay, that's a bit of a hike, but you're still welcome to come hang out with me in Ohio, Jeff. Go for it. It's freezing cold and snowing, so that's a win.
Yeah, that's a great invitation. Yeah. Oh, nice promotion of Ohio there.
Right. But yeah, just opening up like that, and that vulnerability piece. I just can't get past that because that was such a powerful moment for me. So I'm really glad that was a part of it.
Touching on the observation and how you can learn from that, Chad always says every solution to every problem any teacher is having is probably already being done somewhere in a classroom somewhere. And the power of coming together and sharing ideas so that we can all try to teach better is just like the whole point of the whole thing. So it was really cool.
It was so funny when Ray and I were in Providence, Rhode Island for the Blended and Personalized Learning Conference a couple weeks ago. There had like an opening session, right? And somebody said, like one of the leaders said, I don't remember who, but they said, the solutions to the problems in education are in classrooms. It was like, Chad says that all the time. because it's so true. There's so much innovation. And there was another thing that came up. Gosh, my memory is shot today, but in the chat tonight, there was talking about how, there's so much innovation here in Twitter, and there's so many ideas and great conversations happening. But one of the things that can feel isolating is that we go back to our, we go to work in the morning, we show up to work Friday morning, and there's not that same level of enthusiasm and we got this, you know what I mean? And some schools have it more than others. Some schools are really rocking it out, and it's this whole vibe, this energy in the school building. But others aren't. Others, you go in and you might be the only person who
is like jazzed up to be there for the day.
Yeah. And so that's really tough, and that is isolating. And thank goodness that we have these digital communities that we can build. But I get so excited when I'm on Twitter and I hear these great things happening. And then I honestly, it's a bit of a roller coaster, because I'm like, okay, but it's really not happening in a lot of schools. And so that's where we need to work on, right? We've got all these people here in the digital world that are transforming. We've got to find a way to push out into the brick and mortar world as well. And we really need to push for that. That's tough. It's tough.
That's kind of what we're doing, though. Let's keep doing that.
That is kind of what we're doing.
That's good.
That's why this summer I'm traveling all over the country to talk to people at conferences.
Yeah, exactly. and that's the biggest piece, is like just continuing to find ways to share with each other and spread the word and stuff. So it's really great. Speaking of blended learning, that's next week's topic. Which I figured you'll probably be really excited about. So we got Marissa.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Marissa Petty, which is that's her going across there. Who's awesome. Marissa's been with the Master Chat PLN for a while now. Always involved. She's going to lead us in talking about blended learning next week. So
how did I not know this, Marissa? I'm so excited because I love it. I mean,
I don't know if I saw her in tonight's chat, but she's normally like she's
there a lot. Yeah,
it was great. We had a good crowd tonight. I'm anxious to see
it'll be interesting to see how many. We had 160 some last week.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we were trending again pretty early tonight. So we were battling with breaking down the door, which is a little dance move started by Vinny from Jersey Shore. So we were fighting Vinny a little bit tonight, but
Jersey Shore.
I'm always watching who we're battling, bouncing forward, bouncing around and that. So, but yeah, nice. we were trying to bouncing around 18, 19, 20 in the country. So that was great. Awesome. So awesome job, Aaron, and the entire Master Chat universe there. So it was really great. But next week, blended learning with Marissa. We will be here live prior to that, around 7:45 or so Eastern time. And then we'll, of course, be back afterwards to chat and recap at, around 9:05, 9:10. So,
and what I love about that topic, I'm just going to totally interject here and interrupt you.
No,
it sounds like go. But I want to talk more. I love this blended learning topic, and anybody who knows me, I mean, what's my Twitter handle? It's TechieTeachOt. I love tech. I love effective instructional tech integration into the classroom. I think it's fabulous. But this blended learning topic, it's so cool because blended learning, mastery learning, personalized learning, universal design for instruction, it's all really just one thing, because blended learning is all about individualizing learning and personalizing learning. And it's so neat how all of those topics that we are all obsessed with here, really, they work together. And I'm so excited about where education is going, because this focus on these topics is really building and it's really increasing. And I am just, I have Rachel, who's 13, my daughter. I've got a 6-year-old, I've got a 1-year-old. And I am so excited to see the experiences that they get to have in their life in school, because holy smokes, the world is so open to them. Yeah. And it's because of all these different things that are we talk all the time. There's this wave coming, right? It's building and it's building and it's building, and it's because of things like Twitter and these great conferences and these new ideas. And there's just so much awesomeness. So Marissa's topic, blended learning, I'm going to be geeking out all night long. I just know it. Oh my gosh! After chat, I'm going to be so excited.
It's going to be a long recap next week. We're going to block off to 10:30, 11 o'clock, just so Tiff can go.
I'm just gonna talk for 2 hours.
And that, excuse me, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just let you just go. I'll be like, so Tiff, how, what, and you'll just go.
Go for 2 hours.
And take over. That'll be good. So, all right,
isn't that what I kind of do anyway?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't know what's the difference from any other chat, but
right.
It's always good. Any final words about tonight's chat or next week's chat or just the chats in general or life or whatever before we go here?
I think the biggest takeaway for me, and maybe it can be a takeaway for everybody watching this video too, is to put myself out there in the building that I'm in. To be a little bit more, I don't know, to start those conversations a little bit more, because like I said, it's easy for me in the digital world, very easy, but I pull back in my school building because it's not as easy. And so if we want the changes that we're talking about to happen in the brick and mortar schools that we are living and working in, then we have to get out of that comfort zone the same way we ask our students to get out of their comfort zone. And we have to say, okay, I'm bearing it all. Here it is. Here's my idea. Let's talk about it. Let's kind of work through it. So, that's kind of a personal challenge for me. So be
the change you want to see in your world, in your building.
And it's easier to do it when you're typing into a keyboard with a bunch of people who think like you. It's not as easy to do it when you may be the odd one in your school building or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's my message for
I think
all y'all.
I think what you were saying is that it's not as easy, but I think it's more important.
Yes.
It's far more important to be doing that in your school to inspire others, to make sure that people are paying attention to what's going on and can see that you can do it and being a leader. So that's awesome. That's an awesome goal. So that's good stuff. So with that, we will say farewell for the week. I don't know why I don't know why I do that.
Because we're tired.
So I do this instead. Hi, bye.
We'll do both.
Thanks for chatting with us tonight, guys. It's always just such an awesome chat. It's such a cool thing on Thursday nights. Thanks for joining us here before and after the chat, which is great. We'll see you next week. About 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, prior to the chat. 8 o'clock is the chat, and then we'll be back here after as well.
Talking about tech stuff.
So, and I think Megan summed it up really good there. Love that, Megan. Spot on. Yeah. So until then, we will see you in Twitter and everything else, and we'll talk to you guys next week.